Alright, so this is going to be my first deck profile ever, and we're going to be building Dark Magicians. Easy enough, right? Should be an easy, simple thing, because there is basically one way to build Dark Magicians, and it is to go in and grab 3 specific Dark Magicians. So yeah, 2 normal, 1 girl. That's the way. Now we need our souls and our rods because they are necessary. What else do we need out of the Dark Magician kit? You could run Apprentice Illusion, you could run Palladium. I'm not doing that in this deck. We do want access to Dark Magician the Dragon Knight to protect our back row. We want the Dark Magicians to... it's actually very useful. It comes in handy. It's kind of the go-to fusion in the deck, and you make it pretty often. But the thing we... before we move on, Bond. Bond is good for getting out Dark Magician Girl. It's useful in this format, the Master Duel format. Just don't try and take it too terribly much further from here. And we need our Soul Servants and 1 of these. I like the shiny one, if you please. And 1 of you. What am I forgetting? Oh, there you are. What am I? Okay, we're good. Here. I think that's all we need. So we move on. That's our base kit. That is the baseline of what we're doing in the Dark Magicians, which is grab this, use this to get this, to summon you, to maybe get another one of you on your next turn, or to cycle you back potentially, which if we're doing that, we need the fantastic... Alright, art. An art card that I own. I have 2 Artemis? Neat. But we only need the 1. We only need the 1, and while we're here, let's go ahead and grab the Dogda, because we are going to be adding Scythe Lock to this deck. And I like Scythe. I like Scythe enough that I am willing to run the Artifact Sanctum to make Scythe work easily. There's a lot of people that don't seem to be utilizing that fact, and it might just be that people don't want to make a bunch of ultra rares to add to their deck. I understand that. As a slight warning, I kind of forgot to do this at first. This is an expensive deck to build. It really is, because to make it work, you have to get a lot going. So there we are. That's a good start. What else do we need? Oh, right. We need the star. The star of this deck. Baron de Fleur. I think I'm saying that right. So I'm doing this and I've learned a lot more about this deck from watching other people on YouTube. I've progressed, I've built. I am only Plat 5 at the moment, mostly because I am not trying terribly hard to climb. I'm just doing my dailies until we get something changed. That's about it. Alright, so past that, we're good. So we want our hand traps. We want our big defenses, so... This one, I'm kind of iffy on nowadays. It just hasn't come up nearly enough for some reason. It just doesn't feel like it. Oh, right. Yeah, we'll do that, and then... Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre, we're actually also going to try and use the Ghost Ogre plus Dark Magician to go into Baron de Fleur. Loza, damn it, Laza. I think I said it right the first time, I think. Laza. He has a build very similar to this that I've not gotten to see fully. I feel like I've watched his videos and not really got a full understanding of how he does it, but it's mostly because he's not really done a full deck list on his version of this. I've looked at his, I've looked at I Am Boyhands. I'm kind of leaning toward Laza on this one, just because. They're both great DM duelists, though. And the point is to be able to get this and this in hand, because these two cards make Baron. And by that I mean, you use Magician's Soul to special summon Dark Magician, you use Emergency Teleport to special summon Ghost Ogre, then you synchro into Baron, and that's your turn. There you go. That's simple. Easy. There's some other stuff you can add to it, but there's an opener. There's a good opener with a good monster. Go for it. Let's see, what else are we doing? Like, if you don't know what the Dark Magician cards do, like this is just to get her out after you've got one of him on the board. This is to help cycle back both of them if you can get them to the field. Easy enough. This is their fusion card to make one of these two, which we need a way to get into him, don't we? Well, let's see. The standard for actually getting into him is this little dragon right here, Imduck. Because what you will do is sacrifice him, or link him off to make Imduck, special summon him again, then fuse into Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. Simple. What else are we doing in this? Oh, right. We're still on hand traps. I would like to have another Ghost Ogre, which I might end up going one less max C for the Ghost Ogre to fit in how I want it to. Let's see. Well, where else are we? Oh, right. Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom. I do have the deck list beside me that I'm looking at. But again, these are just good tuners. So what you could potentially do is get him special summoned, normal summon Ash Blossom, go into Baron. Like there's a whole system with, what is it? With the Halqifibrax card that works into a Baron and summons Scythe. It is very hard. You have to have like, the way this game works, I just don't think that method is the best. It just doesn't seem to. So, we're good on a couple of ways to get into Baron. We could technically also use Baron's effect to get Dark Magician back to the field to go in for Ash Blossom, or Ghost Ogre again to resummon Baron to floor after getting a trigger off with, oh, that's what I forgot. Circle. You get a trigger off of Circle to banish your opponent's monsters. It's a forgettable card. Don't worry about it. And let's see. I'm also running some field spells, so we need terraforming. We don't actually need too terribly many of the secrets. We just need the one. We need Magician's Salvation, which that can be grabbed utilizing Rod and Soul Servant already, so really you want to use terraforming to grab Secret Village to help lock out your opponent. This is control. You don't want your opponent using spell cards at all. That's just a given. Let's see, where else did we go from here? Oh, right. So another way into a Baron, utilizing Scythe for this one, is the Instant Fusion card, where we there we go. Where we will special summon this tuner, or we will summon this tuner using Instant Fusion while we have an artifact, or well, any artifact will technically work, but Scythe on the field, and then go Baron. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Sounds kind of impressive. Well, at the very least, interesting. Next up is Upstart. There we go. Upstart at 3. Want to know why we want 3 Upstarts? There's kind of 2 reasons. One is because it works well with Soul Servant. It works better with Soul Servant than Dark Magic Circle does, because Upstart plus Soul Servant gets you a monster, Circle plus Servant gets you a trap, and the monsters go deeper. The monsters just always go deeper. They just work better. But we've got this search engine now 3 times. That sounds good. And plus the extra draw if you already have this on the field, the extra draw if you've got one of these, or one of these or both of these in the graveyard. So that is a maybe not a self-running engine, because man, does it take a minute to start. It's a good draw power engine. It'll get you to the rest of your cards eventually. Let's see. Hi. Sorry, I had to interrupt myself there. So, a thing to take into consideration is I, just a moment ago, said there were 2 reasons why we are running Upstart. One of them being that it combos with Soul Servant. Fair enough. The second one is that Upstart in Master Duel can actually grab you a, what is it called? Victory. Oh, not a special victory, a comeback. It can grab you a comeback victory, which it's, a few more select packs, but has a higher chance of getting you access to the necessary things for things and stuff and whatnot. What am I trying to say? It gives you access. Oh, right. It gives you a better chance for more gems. That's what I'm trying to say. Better chance for more gems because it would consider it a comeback because your opponent has more life points. It's something I don't think they've really ever considered fixing for this game. Granted, the game's just barely hitting 4 months, so we've got that. Alright. I'm going again. Bye. We need some more of our support. There we go. I was having a hard time with it. So yeah, there's that support. Now, what else are we missing out of this? Because, oh right, we need some more better cards. Where are we going with this one, though? Oh, right. Mysticalized. Oh, not mysticalized. There we go. Magicalized Fusion for the Verte plays. Because we do have Verte plays in here. Like, you don't want to go Verte into Instant Fusion because you can't maximize on the Instant Fusion effect. You just can't. Don't try. Don't worry about it. We're good. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, right. Droplet. Because, yeah. So this is actually what I've been running, sans the Ghost Ogre. I think it's good. It's got the draw power necessary. It's basically a 40-card deck. You just have to be able to work through 12,000 instead of 8,000 life points. Should be easy enough. Now, let's finish this out, because we actually, yeah, there we go. We need the Quintet. Quintet Magician, and Verte Anaconda, and Magicalized Fusion have been a bane for me a little bit, because I continually end up with Magicalized Fusion in my hand, first turn, with nothing I can do with it. And it's just frustrating. It really is. When you end up with this card in your hand, you just have to figure it out, I guess. So, we're going to add more to the extract now. And this is actually going to be all links for going forward. Link Spider is one of the more standard kit items for a Dark Magician, because it lets you cycle them out to cycle them back in, utilizing this for that, what is it? Laza calls it the Dark Magician Triangle of Power, Pyramid of Power, whatever it is, to get all of these effects off so you can start banishing your opponent's deck as much as you can manage. We've also seen a good use, Linkuriboh, because, well, Linkuriboh can be got off by here. There's also versions which I might, let's toss them in, because they are good cards. Effect Veiler. That rounds us out. That actually rounds us out to a 45. I don't know. I'm always bad about that. But that rounds us out to a 45 card deck. That's fine. You're technically 2 over normal. But you've got a lot of search power, a lot of draw power. Having those extra cards might not turn out badly. There's a caveat there of might. Like, it's possible. It is really possible. And then we have anima, relinquished anima, which the point here is that if you don't have anything else you can do, you can just steal your opponent's monster. You like go from here, go to anima, boom. It's good. It really is. It's fine. Past that, I'm thinking, like, so I do have, like I said, I have slight issues with the way I Am Boyan runs the kit that special summons this, and then has a board set up so on your opponent's turn, you get to Baron de Fleur. That's understandable, right? Like, I've had issues where just too often, too rapidly, people have answers or they max C into it, and it takes so long to actually work through that you give your opponent too much to play with. That's just the way it is. Now, the last two bits to this puzzle are two more, what were they? Oh, they're link cards. But, here we go. Celine, for cycling through and going from basically one monster on the field and a tuner in your hand into the access code talker. Because you just build up Hulk, then you build up to Hulk, you build up higher into Celine with a spellcaster, which you have to get the spellcaster. Oh, wait, we don't have an actual... No, wait. Right, we do. We have Effect Veiler. I added Effect Veiler. So you grab Effect Veiler, go into Celine, use Celine to get something that is an effect card out of your grave. That's a spellcaster, which you could grab Veiler again, you could grab Dark Magician Girl, you could grab Quintet if you went that way before going with Access Code Talker, but if you had to do one, you probably don't need the other at the moment. But with how consistently you go into the Dark Magicians, that's another option. You just have to go for it. Or you could go Artemis, because you're probably going to play her out too. Easy enough. And then you go Access Code Talker, blow up your enemy's field, piecemeal, and hit for 5,300. Like, pretty good. Yeah, that's what I've got in mind at the moment. I've been playing with it some. I'm not a great duelist. I'm missing some stuff that I want to play with. But I think it's definitely viable. I feel like you have a better chance and a higher priority of getting Scythe to the field. And I am running two of him because I don't want the one I need in my hand alongside this. And at the same time, honestly, it is really good back row protection. I have had games very much recently where I open up, play a good hand, have everything set, good to go, and my opponent wants to have Feather Duster. They want Lightning Storm, Feather Duster, they blow up the back row, and I am left standing there with basically just a vanilla monster. And nothing I can do about it. Well, if you have an artifact, Scythe in your hand, just set them. Like, it's good defensive protection because people don't special summon and go in for all of this other stuff until after they've thought they cleared the board. So, I think it's worth it. It's this one, and actually this one, because if it's a later turn, this gives you the ability to pop something on your opponent's side of the field. It's good. It really is. Or you can pop something on your side of the field. It helps. And I think that's just good answers all around. I think at 45, this is going to be a reasonable deck. It's powerful enough, it goes quick enough. I just need one more of these. I'm still considering cutting a Max C down, but Max C is useful. I might even go up one here and... Right. And just stick in one Nibiru. Because, as we know, a lot of people like doing their long, drawn-out chains to get them to places, and that's fine. I don't think we need that in Dark Magician. That's why I'm not doing that. Just because getting Link Karibo to the grave is good. It is, because you can cycle into it from the grave or from the extra deck, but there are, I think, better uses. I really do. Heck, I might, like, potentially, if we add 2 there, that just feels too much. And then you could potentially argue for doing this for a 50-card deck. So you have extras and going for it. But that's a bit steep on me. That one feels a bit too big. And I'm not, like, my quantities might not be good enough. Just, and I'm saying it this way because we don't have a fantastic... Ooh, that's an idea. So instead of this, we could actually run the... No, wait, that requires more cards than that. I was going to say we could run the Sengan version additional to this, but it requires too many cards. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we're going to cut that. I might actually add these to my main deck, but for now, this is what I've been running. I realize I don't have a fantastic go-to for Hulk, because I don't have a 3 that doesn't need this. So actually, I'm going to make an audible here. I liked Valor better. Oh, right. I'm not running that, so let's go with 1. You know what? Let's go 1 and 1 more. I'm still going to run this 45, but this is what we'll be doing. I think that will work because it'll give me a target for Hulk. That is a spellcaster that I can go into this to build into access code when necessary. I think that seems good. So, alright guys. That's my deck profile as it were, and I'm sure there are comments and objections and whatnot, but for now, I think that'll actually be me. So everyone, stay safe, have a nice one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.